Just a whole lot of Latina love. We are talking about the Super Bowl halftime performance and how are those New Year's resolutions coming along for you? February is a big milestone for your goals. And are you yawning more than usual today? You're not alone. 12 at 12 starts right now. 12 minutes, no commercials, on TV and on the go on the 12 News app, Facebook, and YouTube. Hey guys, it's Tram here. In today's Talker, let's talk about last night's Super Bowl. Even though the Chiefs won, the real discussion is about that sexy halftime show. Some parents are saying last night's performance was a little too racy for TV. So we want to hear from you. Should the Super Bowl halftime show be more kid-friendly? Cast your vote right now at 12news.com/bullhorn or comment down below if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. We'll have the results just minutes away. Hashtag most clicked. Here are the stories piquing everyone's interest right now. At number one, people are still talking about that risque halftime show. Not only was it a nod to girl power, but it also reflected the rhythm of Miami. Shakira got the party rocking on her birthday with a lively performance full of Latin flavor. Then it was the one and only JLo's turn. Jennifer Lopez tearing it up with a medley of her biggest hits. It was a fun, fast-paced production. However, some people think it just wasn't very family friendly. At number two, later this evening, early caucus results will be rolling in from Iowa. Top Democratic presidential candidates made their final pitches to voters yesterday. Polls show a competitive race with Bernie Sanders out in front and former VP Joe Biden in second. The winner of the Iowa caucus goes on to win the nomination a little more than half the time. And at number three, DPS says a man was hit and killed by a car after running on I-17 early this morning around 3. A driver was heading eastbound on I-17 near 16th Street. A person ran in front of that vehicle and the driver hit him. The man was taken to the hospital in critical condition and then later died. The driver stayed at the scene, telling investigators the man jogged across the lanes. Now to saving you money, some voters may be getting a discount on their way to the polls. Lyft is expanding its voting access program. The rideshare service will give some people free or discounted rides to get to the polls throughout the primary and general election season. Lyft has partnered with several nonprofits that will help identify and distribute rides to those most in need. Well, as more and more people turn to meal delivery services, restaurants are really getting creative to fill seats. Apps like OpenTable allow diners to earn gift certificates or discounts in exchange for making a reservation during off-peak hours. That's usually before 5:30 or after 8:30 p.m. The apps are enticing diners with various reward schemes, including up to 40% off a dinner bill. 40% off! While restaurant sales are still healthy, though, the growing trend of ordering takeout means owners have to turn to new ideas in an effort to beat out the competition and keep their dining rooms full. Now to your pulse on health. This time last year, we were all talking about changing our lives, achieving one goal at a time, losing weight, that whole thing. But are you sticking with it? A new study shows by February 1st, nearly 68% of people have given up on their New Year's resolutions. That's according to a survey done by Krispy Kreme. The survey also shows at least 1 in 7 Americans weren't confident they would actually achieve their goal, but they made them anyway. Okay, I'm guilty of that. So what's holding people back from living their best life? Well, blame it on the busy schedules, lack of discipline, and lack of support from their inner circle. A controversial study made headlines last fall for suggesting people did not need to eat less processed or red meat. But a new study is saying, not so fast. You may want to drop that steak knife after all. Scientists at Northwestern University included data from nearly 30,000 adults. It showed eating 2 servings of red or processed meat, but not poultry or fish, was linked to a slightly higher risk of heart disease and death. Experts say although it's a small difference, it may be worth trying to limit things like beef, pepperoni, bologna, and deli meats. And they say fish, nuts, and legumes are excellent alternatives to meat. There are now 11 confirmed cases of coronavirus in the U.S. after a California man and woman tested positive for the virus. 361 people have died from coronavirus. More than 17,000 people have been infected. Last night, the U.S. implemented a travel ban. Now, any foreign national who visited China in the last 2 weeks cannot get into the U.S. Well, it was a gorgeous, warm weekend, but temperatures are about to take a big dip. Let's check in now with Crystal for your forecast 411.
If you're still riding the wonderful weather wave from the weekend, well, get ready to crash hard tonight. Temperatures are going to come tumbling down into freezing territory for 5 million Arizonans, where we are placed with freeze watches and warnings and hard freeze watches and warnings. Tonight is just going to be harsh as we see temperatures chill to 35 in Phoenix, 31 for Gila Bend, a minimum of 22 in Payson. But we're talking about just single digits for Show Low, Flagstaff, and the Grand Canyon. Kingman, you're lucky if you hold on to the 20s. You might even slip even further. 34 for Goodyear tonight. That freezing mark right on the nose for Sun Lakes. But maybe 20s for Mesa, Queen Creek, and Apache Junction. And it's not just tonight that you have to worry about covering those sensitive plants. You're going to have to for the next few mornings. We have that freeze warning taking hold for at least 2 more nights, so make sure you cover those tomatoes. They'll thank you later. But what wonderful timing. We'll be nice and mild again just in time for next weekend.
Uh-oh, our garden. All right, well, if you are yawning a little more than usual on this Monday, you are not alone. A new survey from the American Academy of Sleep Medicine shows nearly 40% of people say they are sleep deprived the day after the Super Bowl. Okay, we're looking at you, Elston Jones, our director right now. I know you've been yawning all morning long. Okay, in theory, if you only watch the game, you could be in bed by 9 p.m. But who does that? A lot of people, you know, they want to stay up, celebrate, drink, eat, keep partying well into the night. Well, President Trump is putting the final touches on his State of the Union address that's planned tomorrow in the chamber of the House of Representatives. The commander-in-chief said over the weekend his speech won't focus on the impeachment trial, but rather health care and infrastructure. Stay with 12 News for the latest on the Iowa caucus and the State of the Union address. It is time now for A to Z 60, where we celebrate the people, places, and things that make the Valley so awesome in just 60 seconds. A pet blood bank located in Phoenix and Kansas City is helping save lives one best friend at a time. But like human blood banks, they are in desperate need of blood donors. Ryan checked out Canine Blood Heroes.
We all know how important blood donations can be to saving human lives, but it's not just humans who need blood. In fact, this won't help mankind, but it will help man's best friend.
Oh, good girl. You're so brave today.
It's Fancy's first time giving blood.
We just make sure that we give her lots of love and lots of scratches and lots of pets.
Danielle Reinhardt does this twice a week. It's a second job, but a passion project.
I know that there is definitely a need, but there wasn't the availability.
Dogs get hurt too, and more often than not, because people don't realize the need, there's not enough donations to help.
Definitely have the potential for losing some blood, and that's where we come in.
So she's always recruiting donors, Canine Blood Heroes. They have to be at least 55 pounds just in order to handle that amount of blood loss. And just like humans, a universal blood type is preferred.
It's the equivalent of like an O in a person.
Fancy doesn't know it yet, but she might have just saved up to 4 lives. And that's your A to Z 60.
Wow, that is so good to know. Ryan, thanks. In your Daily Juice, let's go back to the Super Bowl again. A lot of people are asking, did J.Lo and Shakira pay tribute to Kobe Bryant during the Super Bowl halftime show? Well, they did. You just have to look closely to see it. According to The Hollywood Reporter, there was a large cross on the field at one point that was yellow and purple, which of course, as you know, are the Lakers colors. Well, we took a screenshot from the video the NFL posted on YouTube, but it only shows the cross in yellow. According to The Hollywood Reporter, it was also purple, apparently, at one point. Because no details about the tribute were released ahead of time, though, we don't know whether that was actually it or if there was another moment that maybe we all missed. Hopefully J.Lo or Shakira will clear things up in the coming days, and then we will know for sure. Well, video of power couple Beyonce and JayZ sitting while Demi Lovato sang the national anthem at the Super Bowl has surfaced online. These are pictures of the couple at another event, though. JayZ was a co-producer of the halftime show featuring Shakira and J.Lo. JayZ announced his Rock Nation company had entered a partnership with the NFL for events and social activism last year. All right, let's keep on the Super Bowl theme once again. Let's get back to today's talker. Some parents are saying last night's Super Bowl halftime performance was just a little too sexy for TV. So we wanted to know what you thought about this. Should the Super Bowl halftime show be more kid-friendly? Whoa, it's a little split, but 55% of you say yes, it should have been more kid-friendly, versus 45% of you say no. Keep on voting on 12news.com/bullhorn, and those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, feel free to comment down below. Time now for the look ahead, the stories you'll be talking about a little later on today. Coming up on First at 4, last week we told you about Atari planning to build a video game themed hotel in Phoenix later this year. Well, today we are sitting down with the developers to learn more about the fun new idea. I love it. And that's your 12 at 12. The facts on everything you need to know in just 12 minutes, no commercials. We're always on anywhere, anytime on 12news.com, the 12 News app, and our socials as well. We'll see you back here again soon. Make it a wonderful day and bundle up.